Welcome to Scrum Masters Elite_UK. If you enjoy in-depth rugby analysis, tactical breakdowns, and leadership lessons from sport, be sure to subscribe and join us on this journey.
Some defeats are simply the result of facing a stronger opponent. Others linger in the minds of viewers because they expose deeper issues within a team's preparation, structure, and ability to adapt. England's heavy defeat to South Africa was not just a disappointing scoreline, it also raised serious questions about the direction of the team under Steve Borthwick. What struck me most was not that England lost to the reigning world champions. South Africa remain one of the strongest rugby teams on the planet, boasting exceptional squad depth, outstanding physicality, and a winning mentality built over many years. Losing to a team of that caliber is hardly shocking. What deserves closer attention is the manner in which England were defeated.
From the opening minutes, England surrendered control of the match. The gap in pace, intensity, composure under pressure, and especially discipline was impossible to ignore. When a team repeatedly commits penalties, receives yellow cards, and spends long periods playing with fewer men, it becomes difficult to dismiss those problems as simple bad luck. Statistics such as the number of yellow cards, the amount of time spent shorthand, and the points conceded during those periods all point to a systemic issue rather than isolated individual mistakes. One aspect I found particularly thought-provoking was that, before the tour, Steve Borthwick had convinced the Rugby Football Union that he had a clear plan to address the weaknesses exposed during a disappointing Six Nations campaign. On paper, the post-tournament review identified specific areas requiring improvement, including discipline, capitalizing on scoring opportunities, and performing better in key moments. Those objectives sounded entirely reasonable. However, in sport, what ultimately matters is what happens on the field, not what is written in a strategic plan. This match highlighted the enormous gap between recognizing a problem and actually solving it. No matter how detailed a plan may be, it only has value if it translates into effective performances on the pitch. If the same mistakes continue to appear, and players still lose their composure during difficult moments, it suggests that the desired transformation has yet to materialize.
One particularly revealing point is that South Africa did not enter the match with a full-strength squad either. They were missing several key players, while others were forced off the field early through injury. Yet none of that weakened the team. Instead, they maintained their intensity, cohesion, and competitive spirit throughout the contest. That demonstrates that a team's true strength is not built solely around star players, but also around a well-functioning system, genuine squad depth, and a culture that has been carefully developed over many years. I was especially impressed by how South Africa's coaching staff used lessons from the past to motivate their players. Rather than becoming complacent with a comfortable lead, they reminded the squad of a previous match in which they had thrown away a winning position, warning them not to repeat the same mistakes. It is an outstanding example of leadership. Defeat was not forgotten, it was preserved as a lesson that helped the team continue to grow. By contrast, England gave the impression of being trapped by the very same issues that had surfaced months earlier. When identical mistakes continue to recur across multiple tournaments, it suggests that lessons have not truly been absorbed. A great team is not one that never makes mistakes, but one that steadily reduces them after every setback.
Thank you for watching Scrum Masters Elite_UK. Defeat only has meaning when it becomes a lesson. See you in the next video.